Hey, what's up, my nerds?
I'm Air Bear.
And I'm Chasen, and you're just in time for your weekly dose of nerd news.
Clink! Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2023, and this is what happened this week. We're going to start off with movies. Peter Pan and Wendy live action movie trailer has come out this week. And I think I am changing or adding a new cosplay to my lineup.
Okay.
Gonna be Tinkerbell.
I was thinking Tinkerbell. When I saw it, I was thinking, because you mentioned something, and I was looking, and then I saw Tinkerbell, and I was like, well, there we go. Tinkerbell. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I've never wanted to be Tinkerbell before, but now it's like, I could be Tinkerbell.
Well, Disney also released a teaser trailer for a new reboot for Haunted Mansion, which is the latest installment in Disney's taking attractions and turning them into movies. So the others have been Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise. So this is the latest, and it looks pretty fun. Like, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, check it out. We're gonna watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Before you were saying you didn't remember, or you didn't know that there were other Haunted Mansions that came out. Other than the Muppet one.
Yeah, when it said reboot, I couldn't place which ones, but then I remember the Muppet one.
But there was also, I think there was one like in the 90s. I feel like Eddie Murphy had something to do with it, maybe? I don't know. I just know it was not good.
Oh.
I think it was, I remember something about Straight to Blockbuster, or
okay.
I don't know, Straight to Video. I don't remember. I feel like I heard it was not good.
Well, it looks like this one, I'm looking forward to seeing this one.
Yes,
it looks fun. It looks fun, yeah.
So Ant-Man and the Wasp. It has been out for, I think at this point, maybe 2 weeks, I think.
Not that long.
Not that long.
Yeah.
But it had the largest week-to-week drop of any MC film, with a 69% decrease from opening weekend. It was still top in the box office this past week, beating Cocaine Bear, which came out. But still
not good.
Pretty significant drop. Which last week we talked about how we thought it was going to do moving forward, and this was kind of why. Yeah. So the other movies that have dropped significantly from the MCU are Thor: Love and Thunder, which had a 67% drop. Makes sense. Black Widow with a 67.8% drop, and Eternals with a 62% drop, which is weird because Eternals, I'm fairly sure it only came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't remember how that one released.
I don't think it came to theaters. Maybe it did.
I'm wondering if it came because there was a point where movies were coming to theaters, but at the same time,
they're also releasing on.
Yeah, like either at the same time or like 30 days later, you could do it on Disney Plus. Yeah. But not great, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Which doesn't necessarily, like, if you look at the numbers, like 69% decrease does sound really bad. And I was thinking, man, how did it do worse than Eternals? But I was also thinking it could also be how high people's hopes were for it. And then once they heard that it wasn't that good, like, it could still have made more money than Eternals or Black Widow or Thor made. But it's just that people, like, there's a huger drop between the first week and the second week.
Yeah, that's
because
so many people went to see it that first week.
So many people went to go see it the first week because they really wanted to see it. Yeah. And then it was like, oh my,
this is what we have to look forward to. Yeah.
And then they told all their friends, and none of their friends went to go see it.
That story adds up. That adds up. Well, speaking of stories, James Cameron is asking for help with the upcoming stories for the Avatar sequels. And he actually hosted an Avatar 2 follow up showing to get honest feedback from fans, which sounds like a pretty cool idea. So it sounds like what he did was did a showing and basically passed the microphone around to the audience to get their feedback about the movie, good and bad, in order to help shape the stories moving forward. And after reading the article, it sounds really interesting and really cool. Kind of like some of the panels that we go to at the different cons that we go to, get to meet actors and talk to them about. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this shapes where the stories go in the future, and if other filmmakers follow suit to kind of get. Basically, I want to know if they're going to do the same thing for Ant-Man. Okay.
No, they're not.
Have people come in and just say, "Hey guys, we messed up. Tell us how to fix it." You know what I mean? Maybe this is a good precedent for filmmakers.
So I am confused about this because I was under the impression that James Cameron already made the movies, like that he filmed a bunch of them already. Like I know that the actor that played Spider was aging quickly, and so they were trying to not fall into the Stranger Things and the Harry Potter sort of trap where you put a bunch of space in between movies or seasons, and then your actors are like 20 and trying to pretend to be
still in high school.
Yeah. So
you're confused about the timing
I'm confused as to how he's going to include what they're suggesting if it sounds like he already filmed. I don't know if he filmed all of the movies or if he just filmed the third one.
Right, that's the thing.
Because I know that there were quite a few that he was...
5, I think.
Yeah. So maybe it's going to affect 4 and 5.
Maybe. Yeah. Because who knows how much time is supposed to have taken place between 4 or 5, between 3 and 4. So, yeah. I like the precedent. I think it's interesting.
I'm also curious as to how they gathered this group to give him feedback.
Sure.
Because, I mean, if I were to meet a director as famous as James Cameron, I would be a little hesitant to give honest feedback if he's sitting in the room. I would if he weren't sitting in the room, and if I had time to think about it, but not like in the moment right after seeing the movie, giving feedback to him, to his face. Your movie sucked, or anything that I thought sucked. So yeah, I wonder how honest this feedback actually was.
Be interested to find out. I know one of the comments that was in the article was that someone mentioned that some of the sequences appeared kind of video gamey, so they kind of detracted from the experience. Was what I was gathering. So seems like there may have been some honest stuff in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers has moved its release date up by 2 days. So I'm guessing things must be going well. It is now set to come out April 5th.
Yeah, and I saw that it's coming out April 5th in China, the US, and a lot of other places. But as far as Nintendo's homeland, Japan, they're actually not getting it until April 28th. So that's interesting. Gonna have to wait for the character they created, but that's how it works sometimes, I guess. So, more movie stuff. Lord of the Rings is apparently coming out with more movies. They have some more movies coming in the future, which is exciting for Lord of the Ring fans. And that was actually announced on Warner Brothers Discover's earning call earlier this week, so it seems pretty official. And with that, Lord of the Rings is actually celebrating the 20th. Okay, so stick with me with this one, okay?
You had to explain it to me several times.
So, Lord of the Rings Return of the King is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, But some people may remember that a couple years back in 2021, all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies were actually released in theaters to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series coming to theaters. So they're getting a little extra bang for their buck. The 2021 release was for all 3 movies to kind of celebrate the first movie coming to the theaters. Now we're back at it again with Return of the King returning to theaters. What was that date? Don't have one. TBD. I will see if we can get that date maybe for next week's episode. But
if we remember.
Hey, yeah, if we remember. But hey, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, check your local theater to see when it might be coming. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Pokemon Detective. It was a movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That I feel like it did better than a lot of people thought it was going to do.
Yeah, that's what I remember too. Like it didn't bomb or anything.
And it had that guy from Deadpool, right?
Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Playing
Well,
Pikachu.
Oh, he was
Detective
playing Pikachu.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was-
okay.
yeah.
So Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2, the sequel, it looks like it's going to be a movie, or they're making waves toward becoming a movie.
Right.
They are in the search for a director. They are currently looking at or in talks with Jonathan, I think it's Kreisel. He is the director of Portlandia. And I looked at some other stuff and I hadn't heard of any of it.
Okay.
I've at least heard of Portlandia, but I've never seen it.
I don't know that I've heard of that one. Portlandia?
I
It's a
don't know
movie?
anything about it.
Oh, okay. You just heard the name. Okay.
I've heard the name.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, speaking of Deadpool, actually, Jack Kesey from Deadpool 2 and from Baywatch, actually, will be playing Hellboy, a younger Hellboy, in its most recent, I guess, reboot for the series, in Hellboy the Crooked Man, or Hellboy the Crooked Man. Don't know much more about it, except I googled the Crooked Man. And not for the faint of heart. Okay. Yeah. I'm interested to see it though.
Okay.
I'm also interested to see some cosplays of Crooked Man. Like if the movie does well, that could be an interesting one to see. But yeah.
I don't know anything
Hellboy.
about it. So in TV news, Mandalorian came out with its final trailer, but it doesn't matter because it's out anyway. But I guess that happened before Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah, with that, Netflix has a new series, Agent Elvis, which is exactly what it sounds like, I suppose. Elvis Presley, the story is following Elvis if he were inducted into a secret government spy organization. So all of those crazy antics that might take place if Elvis were a super secret agent. It's animated. Don Cheadle's in it. Matthew McConaughey is playing Elvis. So seems like it's going to be pretty fun. You can check out the trailer. And if you're interested in watching it, it's going to drop on Netflix March 17th.
When you first mentioned this thing, I had no idea why it was on this list. I had no idea. I was not the least bit interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Until you said it was animated. And I was like, oh.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because before that, it's like, who cares? What?
Pardon me. Don Cheadle and Matthew McConaughey.
That wouldn't have been enough for me if it was live action. That wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad that it's going to be animated. Cause
Me too.
Otherwise,
I
it's
get that.
like,
Doesn't
whatever,
sound too
man.
interesting. Yeah. I get that. I should have led with that when I explained it to you.
Animated
Mm-hmm.
Agent Elvis. Okay. So Netflix has also picked up Dead Boys, or Dead Boy Detectives, which is another sort of thing from the mind of Neil Gaiman, who also came up with Sandman. It is a comic book series, and it was originally supposed to be a show on HBO Max. But when HBO Max started dropping all of its stuff,
Right.
it also dropped this, and Netflix picked it up. So some of the characters from the show have appeared on Doom Patrol, but they will be recasting some of the characters. Not sure which ones. I didn't watch Doom Patrol, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Star Trek Discovery is going to be filming or doing its 5th and final season on Paramount Plus, and that's going to be dropping in 2024. Looks like we don't have an official date yet, but fans of the show, just be prepared. This will be the 5th and final season for Star Trek Discovery.
And for some reason, when I was looking this up, I gotta look more into that. But it seemed like they said this was unprecedented because it's the first show to actually have a final season.
Like a planned final season and not be canceled?
Maybe. I don't know. I
Wait,
wonder.
the first show?
Sorry, the first Star Trek show.
Oh, okay.
To have a final season. I just know that the other Star Treks have gone on for a long
For ages.
time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this would be a precedent
For how short it is.
For how short
That's
it is.
what I was thinking. That's where I thought you were going with it. Because it's like 5 seasons. And then when you said unprecedented, I was like, yeah, that is. Because there are people who have grown up watching Star Trek in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of shows.
It is.
That's you.
Cool. And I was gonna let you introduce it. But in event news, heading back to Disney, Disney's longest serving animator has recently died. Bernie Madison, a Disney legend, animator, director, producer, story artist, and longest serving cast member actually, died at the age of 87 this past week. And he was, as a matter of fact, he was about to receive his 70th anniversary service award, which would have been the first one that Walt Disney Company would have given out, but unfortunately passed away before that. And his many credits include, a ton of things. He was director for Mickey's Christmas Carol, producer and co-director for The Great Mouse Detective, and artist on a ton of things like Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians, Stone and the Sword, Big Hero 6, Jungle Book, Strange World, The Rescuers, and many, many more. So, sad news. I'm sure sad times at Disney remembering Bernie.
Yeah. And more Disney, or I guess Disney family news, Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye, who at the beginning of the year had a
snowplow.
Pretty bad accident with a snowplow and broke, I think, about 30 bones. He posted an update on Instagram story of him on an exercise bike wearing casual clothing with the caption, "Whatever it takes." Kind of showing that he's still recovering, still moving forward, making progress. Because I think the last one he was in the hospital bed and still bandaged up. So a new post, and he posted a second Instagram story with the caption, "Mental recovery too," while he was holding the Book of Awakening, having the life you want by being present to the life you have, by Mark Nepo, which I feel like after that, everybody's going to go out and go find this book, because I wrote it down specifically because I was like, I'm going to look that up at the library, see if I can find it.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, it's like if it's good enough for Jeremy Renner,
it's good enough for me. Okay?
Hawkeye can read it and become better. I can too.
Well, cool. Fans of Lord of the Rings, rejoice. Talked about all the movies that might be coming down the pipeline. Talked about Lord of the Rings, Return of the King returning. Well, hey, you got something else. Lord of the Ring musical looks like it is a thing. So that's pretty cool. It was originally co-created by Matthew Warchus, who was director of Roald Dahl's Matilda, the musical. That was created, so The Lord of the Rings musical was originally created rather, in 2006, but it is coming back and it's going to have original songs inspired by the music from the Lord of the Rings, so you can look forward to
Oh, it's inspired by the music of the Lord of the Rings?
original songs inspired by the Lord of the Rings.
So when you read the book,
Sure.
which
Oh,
there's songs
yeah, that's right.
in
There's
the
songs
book.
in the Lord of the Rings.
So that's what I was
Oh,
wondering is if those songs, like the mountain.
Right,
The
the songs that
mountain
weren't from the movies, but in the books. Yes.
I don't think that was in. I think that was from the movie.
That was
I don't
from
think
the
that
movie.
was in the.
It was in the book,
It was in the book. Oh, okay.
yeah. From what I remember, from the little bit that I read of The Hobbit. Yeah. I was in there. They were singing it and stuff. But yeah, there are a ton of untapped songs in like the Lord of the Rings lore.
Okay.
So, in any case, hey, if you're a fan, you might want to fly to the UK if you're not there already, because this show is going to be running for approximately 12 weeks and starts on July 25th. You can tell us about the music in a comment below, because we're probably not flying to the UK to watch it. But it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool for Lord of the Rings fans.
Stranger Things.
I like Lord of the Rings.
I like Lord of the Rings too.
Yeah, just not fly
I don't
to
know
UK
if I need
like
to
it.
see a musical about it.
Well,
I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind listening to the songs in Pandora. Or
I have done that.
yeah.
Somebody's taken songs from the books and like turned them into songs.
Okay.
It's on YouTube. Yeah.
Stranger Things, the first shadow is going to be I was going to say stranger play.
Whoa.
It's going to be a stage play coming out later this year. It is based on the pre-story to this last season of Stranger Things that came out. It's going to be focusing on Henry Creel, who we met we saw the actor of last week.
We did.
But anyway, it's going to be focusing on Henry Creel, better known. Wait a second, has it been?
1 year?
No, I think for television shows I said
6 months?
I don't think I said 6 months.
We're trying to see if we're about to spoil you or not. Fans of Stranger Things might want to watch this play after they finish the 4th season.
It's going to be
of
focusing
Stranger
on Henry
Things.
Creel. And when his family first moved to Hawkins, Indiana, it's also going to have some of the other characters in it. Like I think it has Joyce, it has Hopper. I think it said it has the guy from Lord of the
Papa?
Rings.
Oh, no. The guy from Lord of the Rings.
Samwise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been a lot of Lord of the Rings. It's going to have him in it.
Like the actual actor or the character?
No, the character. It's going to have those
Okay.
characters in it, but younger versions of those characters.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
And Duffer Brothers will be involved, so it will be
quality.
good.
Should be quality stuff. Very, very nice. All right, well, moving on to gaming news. I came across a quirky little game, at least a trailer for a quirky little game. The Holy Gosh Darn trailer released, I believe it was earlier this week. And the premise of this one is you are able to time travel and jump between past, present, across heaven and hell in order to, well, heaven, hell, and earth, in order to uncover information to stop your universe from exploding again. Also, I'm pretty sure Helheim is in there as well. It seems really quirky, fun, and if any of that sounds interesting, take a look at the trailer. The Holy Gosh Darn trailer. It's a video game, so yeah, check it out.
Based on the description, it sounds pretty cool. So Pokemon had like some sort of meeting or something where they were releasing a whole bunch of information, new games, new cards, all that this past week. And one of the things that they announced during that convention or meeting or whatever was that they will be bringing back some of the old original cards but with a new game board and pieces. I know nothing about Pokemon. Was there originally a game board?
I gotta be honest. I didn't know what they were talking about as far as the game board. I am excited about the cards, but I don't know about a game board.
Like it looked like a blank board with like little pieces on the side. I don't know if you tally points or something.
I know there are energy cards. I just play with the cards.
Okay.
So I'm not sure about a game board.
Well, what it sounds like from you, based on what you're saying, is that it's just another way to make more money.
Well,
Which
I'm not mad at them.
Second thing is also sounds like another way to make more money. Which a new trailer for Pokemon Sleep just came out this last week. If you watched the trailer, well, when I just watched the trailer, I knew nothing about, like, I just, oh, okay, that's nice to look at. I don't know what it is, though. So I looked more into it. What it is sounds like an app/game that will track your sleep patterns.
Okay.
The time you spend, or the amount of time that you spend sleeping and the time that you wake up will affect the game. And you can also purchase a Pokemon Go Plus Plus, which looks like a little makeup compact.
Okay.
That looks like a Pokeball.
Oh.
From what I could tell, based on what I was looking at in the image, they didn't actually show the thing. I'm just guessing.
Like very little information.
There is very little information.
Okay. All right.
But they released a trailer for it. Like I was supposed to know what this was. Like I had some sort of, like I've heard about this before.
Information, yeah.
And I was like, there's no way that from this trailer I would be interested enough to be able to want this. But then once I found out more information, I was like, I'm kind of interested.
Okay.
I do like things that track my sleep. But anyway, you can purchase this Pokemon Go Plus Plus.
Yes.
Which has a Pokemon inside that will sing lullabies. And the more you sleep, the friendlier it will become. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. In the commercial, I saw someone mention that there were a bunch of millennials in the commercial because clearly that's their target audience.
Right.
It's the people who grew up with the Pokemon show and people who now have money and just want the nostalgia of having Pokemon track their sleep.
And original Pokemon cards.
Yes.
Separate, but
yeah, that's also for the millennials, which is why it's also on this list. On this list, because we're millennials and we're interested in this poop.
Good times. Well, Elden Ring has finally started releasing some official toys, which is interesting because the company, as far as I can tell, the company that's behind Elden Ring is I want to say it's Bandai Namco, which is a toy company.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
A year after the game has been out, because I feel like I've heard of Bandai.
I'm pretty sure they.
Aren't they the ones that make the models?
They make the models. Yeah, that Gundam. That got me.
That's weird.
It is weird. It seems like it would be right up their alley.
Yeah.
To me. Well, they're finally. I mean, so they have 3 toys: Melina, Raging Wolf, and Vike, who is apparently the character that's on the cover of the game.
That's not the wolf guy?
No.
Okay.
No. No. Vike is, and from what I understood, he was supposed to have a larger role, but now he's just the dude that invades you when you go to a church. I don't think I've been to. But anyway, yeah, toys from Elden Ring. So hopefully this is the first set of a few more. But,
yeah. Dead by Daylight, which is a game, is getting a movie adaptation from Blumhouse and Atomic Monster. They're going to be teaming up to create this movie. Atomic Monster has James Wan working on it. Blumhouse has Jason Blum, or Bloom, I don't know how to pronounce it. In addition to Behaviors, Executive Vice President Stephen Mulrooney, all three of them together will act as producers for the film. Wan and Blum are hoping to find a director and a screenwriter who are already fans of the world and already fans of the game to help bring the game
To life.
to life through a movie.
Hoping that somebody's going to stay true to the source material because they're a fan.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And with so many things that are games that are being adapted into live action sort of things recently, it's like there's a lot
to compete with.
With, and that people are automatically going to compare this to Last of Us. So you got to bring your A game.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the amount of recognition that gaming has been getting. Yeah. Attention and good times.
But also, back to the Blumhouse.
Yes.
Last week, we mentioned that Blumhouse was
Getting
trying to
more
get into the game. So this is like a reverse of it.
Yeah. Or, just another compatible venture. Which, is the reverse of it, but I like it. I like where they're going with it. So, I want to see more of it. All right, let's talk about movies that you might want to see more of. So, these are movies that are going to be releasing next week.
From March 4th until March 10th.
Yes.
Between March 4th and March 10th.
Right. So, starting things off, it's going to be World War Z. That's going to be releasing March. Yeah, that one. Yeah. It's going to be releasing March 7th on Netflix. I forgot about that. Yeah.
The thing I'm not going to spoil it because someone might want to watch it, even though it's been out for a while. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish is coming out March 10th to Peacock. It's the movie that did surprisingly well in theaters. And it's only coming to Peacock. So, still can't watch it.
Yeah, true. But we can watch the new Adam Driver movie, which I am excited about. It's 65. It's coming out March 10th. And that's coming out to theaters. Of course, being Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Yes, that guy. If that excites you a little bit, or maybe it doesn't, hey, I suggest you check out the trailer. It looks like it's going to be pretty interesting, pretty cool. So that's 65 coming out March 10th to theaters.
Do you remember what he said after he had his freak out on the control panel?
I thought he said anything else.
Yeah, that's why I thought he said anything else. And, it's like we couldn't find the girl or something like that.
Yeah.
Or there was a girl.
Awesome.
So as far as TV shows releasing this upcoming week, there's none because you're just supposed to watch Mandalorian and The Last of Us.
That's all you need to do.
You just need Pedro Pascal. Just get more Pedro Pascal.
Bad guys. Bad Batch in there.
Bad Batch, yeah.
You'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
Okay. Well, hopefully this was okay. But this has been your weekly dose of nerd news. If you liked it, be sure to let us know by giving us a like, subscribing, and we will catch you next week for even more nerdiness. I'm Chasen.
And I'm Air Bear.
And thanks for watching.
Clink. You can go ahead.
Okay. Because you were upset before. I was like, wait a minute, love bug. I'm still getting my water down. Okay, jeez. All right.
I'm smiling.
All right, cool. Hey, what's up, my nerds?